up? This is the Big Twizz Show. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button. Let's get those likes up so I can bring you this free game. Big Twizz Show.
The Big Twizz Show.
Yo, what's up? You on the Big Twizz Show. Welcome to the Big Twizz Show, everybody. I want everybody to like and subscribe with my man, Turtlegang NYC, my man, Norris. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, bro. How you doing, man? How's the family?
Oh, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's going on, man. I just want to say rest in peace to some fallen soldiers we both had, over the weekend, rest in peace with the ancestors.
They move on to greater things now, So, indeed.
I know that's right. Real talk. How you doing, brother, man? How's your day going so far?
My day's been good, man. Relaxing day. You know what I'm saying? Quiet. Everything good out here in my neighborhood. Took my little daily walk just to, catch the energy of the neighborhood type thing. Everything good, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up, yo, man. Out here in the West, yo, 70, 60, 50 mile an hour winds, my dude. Floods. You know what I'm saying? Lights was off last night, overnight, but I wasn't tripping because I was just about to get into bed. Trees everywhere. I'm talking about coming out the roots. Big trees. Man, it's crazy over here.
Well, is storm season or something out there?
Yeah, and we've been having a drought for years, man. I say, what about 10 years? So, wow. Man, this rain is coming down. You know that global warming. You know how they do. But yeah, man, it's been a couple of weeks of straight rain. I mean, we need it out here in Sacramento. What's the weather like out there, though?
It's it's like I guess you could say like a balmy gray day, but it's not real cold. A little light jacket, hoodie. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Where are you located right now? Like what part
so
are you in right now?
Right now, I'm in South Brooklyn, which
okay.
Like I'm right eyes view of the Verrazano Bridge.
Okay, that's what's up.
Island. I'm in between Coney Island and Sunset Park. Right.
And it's a cool little, man, gloomy days, man. I'm all right with it, man. Just as long as that shit ain't back to back, King. Yeah. You feel me?
I take an atmospherically gloomy day above, some interpersonal gloom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
I know that's right, man. On them gloomy days, though, you got to get your vitamin C in, King. No doubt. Well, man, hey, thank you for coming back to my platform, man. You just a fruit off of this Big Twizz tree, man. I always appreciate you coming. My casa, su casa, you know what it is.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me back, bro. I appreciate it, definitely.
Man, hey, Turtle Gang all day, baby.
Turtle Gang West in the building. That's right.
Hell yeah, that's what it is. Hey, man, well, I want to kind of piggyback off of last time we talked. I wanted to, you said something about blacks being Europeans. You were talking about blacks being Europeans. A lot of time when people think that, they only think of white people. Can you go in on that for us, please?
All right, so first of all, for references, there's a book called Nature Knows No Color Line by J.A. Rogers. So people could get that book, and he goes extensively into the African ancestry of the European families. When you study Moorish history, the real Moorish history, the events that took place between 711 and 1492, when you study that history, you find out about the North African and Arabic tribes and clans that entered into what was called Iberia at the time. So, you know, at that point, and then also when you go back even further, as the like the original Greeks, they were people of color, right? So anybody wants to reference that, the oldest Greek painting is called the Diver. Just type in the Diver, Greek painting, the Diver, and you'll see what is clearly a melanated man diving into a pool. That's the first, like, one of the oldest Greek paintings. You know, it's like it's a, you know, some shit on the wall. It's a relief on a wall. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So when you talk about the Greeks, the original Greeks were people of color. When you talk about the original Romans or Italians, that would be the Etruscan people, and those people are people of color. So the foundation of Europe was a people of color. You also had Germanic tribes who intermixed with those people, and that's kind of what produced the modern European we have now. They're descendants of the Germanic tribes, but the original inhabitants of Iberia, which is Spain and all that, would have been melanated people of color.
Wow. What was they saying? One of the last Moors that was in Spain sold it to Queen Isabella for like 17 million or something, and came over this way.
Yeah, the last caliphate of the Moorish Empire, or not even, that's the wrong way to say it. Let me not feed into that. The last caliphate of Granada. He's the one that signed the treaty with Queen Isabella and Ferdinand, and that's what established Spain. So prior to that, there was no such thing as Spain. Yeah, but the last Moorish caliphate, I have his name in my records. I can't come off the top of it. But,
right.
Yeah, he sold the kingdom for 17 million. This information can be accessed. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to go see the actual records, you got to go to like, it's in Barcelona. The records are kept in Barcelona. But there's videos online where they talk about the records, and they show how closely in the logs, because you got to understand that this is the beginning of Spain, right?
Right.
So they started taking logs from the moment that they power was transferred over. So they have records from the fall of Granada, and within the first like month of them signing over power and gaining control of Granada, she also signed off on Christopher Columbus coming to the New World. So those are very closely related. They're closely related when you understand international law and things of that nature. But like that's a whole nother much deeper conversation. You know what I'm saying? That in order to like have that, I'd want to be able to reference certain things and show you things to establish precedents. You know what I'm saying? Do it the right way.
No doubt.
Yeah, so a lot of those people over there were people of color. That's what they was kicking out of Europe when they say the Jews and the Moors. Obviously, the Moors were people of color, but many of those Jews were also people of color. You know what I mean? And those would be some of the same people that ended up being the first groups that came to the Americas and who would have intermixed with Indian tribes.
Right. Okay, right.
Who many of us are descendants of that mixture.
Right. Yeah, you would say the so-called black people of the Americas, we're just pretty much a mixture. Would you say? Pretty much, right?
At this point, yeah, we're a mixture.
Point, yeah.
But what's important is, and this is why people are having problems understanding like what it means to be Indian or what the concept is. It's a culture, right? So I'm from Jersey, New York, but if I were to move to Sacramento next door to you, I'd have to adopt your culture, right? And after certain generations, we clearly have different dialects, right? We sound different, use different words.
Right.
But after a generation, my kids would probably sound more like you than me, just because of the location, the culture, and what we're into. So my kids would have different interests than me because I would have grown up here in Jersey on the East, and my kids would have grown up in Sacramento. See what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So these are the slight nuances and differences that we have to keep in mind. So yeah, when we talk about who we are, it's a reflection of the culture and the environment you was in. So even though we would have been a mixture of some European families and native families, the culture we would have lived would have been a culture that was reflective of the people here. See what I'm saying? So we would have been living more of an Indian culture, just for the simple fact of where we're located. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now when you keep the history and the traditions going, though you might start veering into what is colonial lifestyle and culture, you're still going to have remnants of your traditional culture, right? So this is where we start becoming our own people, because our cousins who aren't a blend of the two, they stick to the traditional culture. We're a product of the blending of two. See what I'm saying? Definitely. So now, this is why people be like, oh, we're the real Indians. Yeah, our ancestors are the real Indians, but so's theirs. The difference with them is they're still in the culture. We're in a blend of the culture. See what I'm saying? Like we have colonial traditions as well as our indigenous traditions all mixed together. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's who we are. And people could deny it. They could say what they want, but that's who we are. That's why you find elements of your Indian traditions in your lifestyle still, but you live a colonial life. You speak English. You know what I'm saying? You dress the way you dress. You do all the things that show that you were colonized, but you still got remnants of your culture. That's who we are. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And can you go in a little bit? Well, first of all, before I ask that question, I want everybody to check out this dope, very educational documentary that my big bro put together. It's called Still Turtle Presents 1492, The Moors of Europe. Once again, Still Turtle Presents 1492, The Moors of Europe. Yo, I've seen this years ago, and I just stumbled across it just a couple of minutes ago, or just a little bit ago, and start watching it. Man, it goes deep. Let me see if you all can see this picture. Let me see. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it.
Okay, good. This is what it looks like, family. 1492. I'll put it up on my Facebook also. You know what I'm saying? Please check it out. Like and subscribe. This brother puts in work and he puts in time. He's very elegant with how he does things. So please go check that out. Like and subscribe. Turtlegang NYC. Check that out, please.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that plug, bro.
Yeah, no doubt, King. You know, piggybacking off of what you last said, can we get into your last name and these last names that a lot of us so-called blacks have? I'm gonna say Indians. A lot of us Indians have. Are these European names? You know, where does it come from? Let us know.
Okay, so when we talk about names, and this is a tradition you're going to find amongst all indigenous people, right? Whether they're American, whether they're African, whether they're from the Middle East, China, wherever. When you start to get into actual understanding languages, you're going to find out that the terms we use in indigenous languages are descriptive terms. They're terms that describe what the object looks like, its location, or its function, right? So, like one of my first interviews that I did, I started it off by saying everybody descend from a tribe. Everybody, even them white folks, they all descend from tribes, and they all got tribal traditions, and we all got origins. And everybody here is here because their ancestors survived. So you represent a being that was here in the very beginning, uninterrupted. See what I'm saying? That's the only way each and every one of us is here. our ancestors made it, right? So, like, that's to be honored regardless of what you may look like, you know what I mean? How intelligent you may be, all that. You got to honor that. You know what I'm saying? You here. So that's to say everybody got a pass. Our languages all come out of indigenous cultures. No matter the whitest people's shit come out of indigenous cultures, right?
That's true. A lot of people don't think. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
That's right.
So yes, we have European names, but even those European names we have come out of indigenous cultures of Europe, right? So when you start looking at your name, you can look at it from a perspective of a name, right? What somebody calls you. But understand that those words have a root in something, a function. So my name is Norris Branham, right? That's a German Jewish name, right? Branham, that's a German Jewish name. So you're going to find that amongst
German Jewish, okay.
German, and these are the people we're talking about who we would call the Khazars and all them people, right? Come from out of that.
Okay.
Right? Norris is a Norse word, like the Viking, the Norse, Thor and all them.
Yeah, Norse, right? You said? I've never heard of that.
Norse, N-O-R-S-E.
Okay.
Norse and Norris is the same word. It means north. The North Star, right? In hockey, you have the Norris division. It represents the North, right? So, and I've done breakdowns on that before, right? So, that name comes from European people, right? But it means north, just means north, right? So now we take it out of what they mean and just deal with the phenomenon. Represents north or northern. My last name is Branham. It means home by a river, right? The Bram come from, is what broom. It would be symbolized by a broom. A broom is what you use to clean your home. So that's how it's related to being a home, right? Ham or Ham, that's like comet or Hamet or Kam, it's river. It means body of water. So
it's like Hebrew.
Huh?
Like Hebrew sounds Hebrew, like Ham.
Yeah, it's from Egypt. It's from Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Kemet, the river, is referencing the river. But all these terms are referencing people that live by rivers. Indigenous people live by rivers.
Right.
The term Indus, Indian, comes from when these Europeans they were going down the Indus Valley. They were going down the river in the Indus Valley. And the people who they saw who lived on that river, they called them Indians. You understand? This is going back to the Indus Valley, because that's where the origins of Indian come from, right?
Okay.
Like, even though the country wasn't named India until a certain time, that concept still comes out of Sanskrit.
Okay.
Right? Which deals directly with the Indus Valley people. So long before all this other shit we're talking about, Indian meaning anything to deal with Christopher Columbus, it was rooted in Sanskrit and the Indus Valley culture. And the term represented the people that they encountered on that river. So what I'm trying to tell you is that all indigenous cultures all live by rivers. Those were our highways, right?
Right.
So,
right.
My name means northerner born by a river. I was born in New Jersey on the Navasink River. So even though that name is a foreign name, when you get to the meaning behind it, that shit applies 100%. Now, did my mom and my father know that? No. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they did. But did the universe know that shit? Right? And if you dig deep enough for understanding, you're going to get something more out of it than that's a white man's name and they put that on us for this. So I say to anybody, find out what your name means and find out if it's even applicable for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because my name could have meant Southerner born in the desert. And I'd have been like, I ain't from the South, born in the desert. See what I'm saying? But my name happens to mean Northerner born by a river. Northern man born by a river. And
Right.
that's exactly who I am. See what I'm
I
saying?
heard that.
So our names, many of our names have European, they come from European ancestry, but even that comes out of indigenous concepts, right?
Definitely.
A tailor come out of the concept of somebody who made clothes, right? So Jim was the tailor of that village. Eventually he had kids, and his kids were called such and such tailor, because Jim is the tailor. But his kids now are being associated with Jim the tailor, so they say, oh, that's Ann Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
She's not a tailor, but she's Jim the tailor's daughter.
Right. Like
The
Blackstone, you know,
the
their family.
Smiths. The Smiths, the Smiths are what? Blacksmiths.
Blacksmiths, yeah.
Blacksmiths. And that come out of Hebrew culture.
Oh, yep, making stuff. That's right. Making stuff, right.
Metallurgy, right? We go back to what the ancient Hebrew set was about. Like, I know a little something. They get into, that's like, we could get into that at another point. It's about metallurgy, right? That come out of Hebrew traditions. Smiting. Will the Smith becomes Will Smith. See what I'm saying?
Hey, talk that shit, King.
This is where all these names come from. Like, this is another one. Half my Cherokee family, they're called the Richardsons, right? When you look up the etymology of Richardson, it's talking about group, a herd, a large group, and wealth. See what I'm saying? Wealth. Okay. Dealing with a connection to the land, right? So did my people take on that name because this is how those people saw them based on the cultural traditions that they come from? Did they recognize those people as the wealthy people on the land? You see what I'm saying? You got to understand what these languages really mean. Because to us, Richardson means a name. But in that actual language, it means something.
Right.
So you got to look up what your name actually means. See what I'm saying? Because it might shed some light on how these people saw you. Right? They might have encountered your family because y'all lived by a river. So they called y'all the Rivers.
Exactly.
Right? They might have, listen, my family, they call us the Rocks. We're called the Rocks, right? But we are Muncie people. Muncie means people of the rocks and stones.
See, I got to tell my cousin that, because remember, I told you, shout out to Josh Rock.
Yeah.
You know, and then, like I said, he's out in Connecticut, you know.
And Connecticut is Muncie territory. That's the rocks and stones.
See, look.
New York, New Jersey. It's you ever been to New York?
Yeah.
It's giant granite. It's giant rocks. When you're going through the Lincoln Tunnel, you can see it all. It's all New York and all that is all.
Well, not like that, born there, but yeah.
Sure.
I got you. Right.
It's all like bedrock and stuff. It's just giant rock, bro. All of this stuff. You know
right.
It's mountains and stuff. You don't realize it because everything's built up. You know what I mean? But
and you said your Rock family is out that way, or are you saying the tribe area is out that? Well, yeah, your family is out that way, right? I mean,
Rocks are from the New England area, to Virginia. You'll find Rock families. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying we all related. I'm just saying that there is a tie between a lot of these families, how they originally got their names. Because people like to think the slave master was giving you his name. He was not giving you his name.
Oh man, get into that a little bit. That's something I've never heard, man. Can we get into that a little bit?
Yeah, like when we deal with these, first of all, like you may have had a plantation name because you're associated with the plantation. So it wasn't your name, that's just what they associate you with. See what I'm saying?
Okay, my grandfather, you know, they're from Florida. And they said that something about the Plowdens, last name Plowden, which Seminole, they had like one of the biggest plantations. You know what I'm saying? Like over 300, way over 300 enslaved people, So yeah, man.
Yeah, and like, and even then, like, even like everybody's like, your own stuff is very unique, right? Because you could have people who have the name Hill because they descend from a group of people that might have lived close to a mound, right? In a community of mound builders and stuff. So they might have called these people the Hills. Oh, those are the people from up the hills. Those are the Hills.
No
See what I'm
doubt,
saying?
right.
Like the same way we be like, yo, those the brothers from they from the West Side. See what I'm saying? That's the same type of tradition that we would have done. We would have identified people by their surroundings or their description, right? That's why you got people named DeForest, people named Green, people named Black or Brown. See what I'm saying? Because these are just basic either descriptions or where they encountered these people. See what I'm saying? Right. Then the name gets passed on to where it's not relevant to who you actually are. You know what I mean? Like Jesus of Nazareth. What's Jesus' last name? Was it Carpenter?
Hey.
Was it Nazareth?
Jesus of Nazareth. They usually name the place, their last name of the place where they lived.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. You're right. Yeah. You're right. But his last name would be Carpenter if he had a last name.
Because, right?
Or
so if you're not from Nazareth, you would have said Jesus is of Nazareth. But if you're from Nazareth, you wouldn't have said he's from Nazareth. You would have been more specific. Oh, you're talking about Jesus the carpenter?
Right.
You know you're talking about Jesus the carpenter. Yeah, he lived down the block. He lived on the east side. See what I'm saying? Like, so it's the same thing. Like, yeah, like I often wonder, what was Jesus' last name? It probably, because it wasn't Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a title. His last name would have been Carpenter, bro.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right. When you were sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. That's all I
Yeah. Do you know around the time period that after this question we're gonna get into something else, but I got one question. Well, matter of fact, two. Would you say that we have a mixture of us in Americas? Would you say we have a mixture of Aborigines down from Australia?
All right, so this is the thing. So the Australian Aborigines, they're a unique people because of all the people on the planet. They're the ones that are the least intermixed with any other groups.
Right.
What you have with Australians is you had a group of people who migrated into Australia, and I know people like to think, oh no, the Australians was already there. No, they got migration stories. They got the whole Morning Star tradition, which speaks about them migrating into Australia. They migrated and it was like 5 different groups and they went to different parts, right? So the indigenous populations in Australia are some of the oldest tampered with strains of humans that only intermixed amongst themselves, right? So the reason why we have what appears to be Australian DNA is because we originally come from the same migration. It's just that part of the group went right and ended up in Australia. The other part of the group kept going one way. Ended up in Asia, ended up eventually in the Americas. See what I'm saying? So we have a common ancestry that goes way back. See what I'm saying? But we don't share genetics with them because at some point recently, you know what I mean? And if it is, it's because some of them made it to like the different islands, and then they might have intermixed with the people of Hawaii. You know what I mean? Like the island people would have intermixed and shed some DNA would have crossed over. And then the people that are like in the Hawaii area, they might have intermixed with the people in the California area because of proximity. So now you got, see what I'm saying? You got waves of intermixes. So you got people intermixing that might have genetics, but the genetics they have, they never actually met those people.
Right.
Because they inherited it from another group that actually met those people. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. When I look at like Samoan and Tongan people, man, I mean, when you do the research, I mean, they look like us, you know, look like they have a little Asian maybe mixed in a little bit, you know, but they look like us. They as dark as us, you know, nappy hair, you know. I'm gonna say strong. I'm gonna say good hair. Good hair. You know, the kind that defies gravity.
It still go up, though. It still go up.
Man, and it's like, man, you know, shit. I call them so. They say I'm Samoan. Y'all ain't nothing but Samoan niggas.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the only difference with them. Like, yeah, they're less tampered with. You know what I mean?
Right. I would think. Yes. You on point on that.
Yeah. A lot of these other people are. That's the thing about us. That's the unique thing about who we are. We're the people that are going to have everybody in the world represented in our genetics.
Right.
Everybody ain't gonna have that. That's what make us unique. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why American culture is what it is.
Exactly.
Because there's enough of American culture that other people have given to the put in the pot that other people recognize parts of their culture. You know what I'm saying? And it makes them gravitate towards it. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Like hip hop. You know what I mean?
Like hip hop. What you said.
like
you know,
like Asia love Wu-Tang because Wu-Tang. Because they seen their culture in hip hop.
Right.
And that's what made them really bond with it. Right?
Right.
And then it became a world power. Once the Asians jumped on to hip hop, it's over.
It's over.
It's the world culture.
You ain't lying. It's over. But that culture, it's over.
It's the world culture now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why we can go to Asia and be gods. But guess what? We was going to Asia thousands of years ago and being gods. Go look in the walls. You know what I'm saying?
What about Genghis Khan, man? Wasn't he one of us?
These is all melanated people. So
yeah, definitely.
If you see, I don't consider us just being melanated.
He was the whole planet was melanated, you know, except for the hybrids.
He was a melanated people. Politically, I wouldn't have aligned myself with him. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been about the shit he was about.
Right.
You feel me? But yeah, he was a man of color. Yeah, all these people were the original. This is funny, like, and we're gonna do a show on this one day. We're gonna do an extensive breakdown on the Naturalization Act and free white persons, right? And show by law who is considered free white persons, right? And a lot of these people that we think are white, like Caucasians by law, white people are not Caucasians. So I
think I heard something like that. I think I heard something like that before.
I can show you to you in law, right? Caucasians could not come to the Americas under the Naturalization Act. Caucasians could not come to America as free white people. Why? If Caucasians are white, because they're not. They're Asians that live in the Caucasus Mountains, right? That's who they are.
The Caucasus Mountains, it's in Asia.
It's in Asia. So they're see how easy that is?
Hey, people, now, you see who I got up here? Man, like and subscribe. Go to my man's channel, like and subscribe. Give me your credentials real quick.
Turtlegang.nyc. We Sand Hill, Lenape, out here in Jersey. We getting it in. You can follow the tribe. You can follow what Turtle Gang is doing. You know, we really contributing to a renaissance and a rebirth of indigenous culture. And part of what we do is like an outreach to people out here trying to understand and come into this knowledge. We're trying to be responsible and provide a bridge for people. You know what I'm saying? So,
you hear what he said? Responsible.
Yeah. So we trying to operate on multiple levels. You know what I mean? Meet the people where they at. So yeah, we in here. We got people who's talking to you know, international officials, but we got people that's out here in the streets talking to the people in the streets too, because there's a lot of people out here that's waking up to who they are, and you know, it's better to have somebody that can kind of help you figure it out than have to figure it out on your own. You know what I'm saying?
Check my man out, man. Deeper than Atlantis. But yeah, man, I ain't mean to cut you. Well, yeah, I did, because I had to get you to throw your shit out there, man.
Absolutely. And it's a lot of other people out there doing way greater things. I'm just here trying to talk to the people in the street. You know what I mean? Trying to be that bridge. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right.
But I say the thing I say about Caucasians not being white, so people can understand that a lot of the things that we think aren't the actual reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a distorted reality that they've taught us, and we've grabbed onto it like it's real, but it's not. So when you hear the word European, that don't mean white people. It means people from Europe, and they was all different colors. You know what I mean? Them being black don't mean they was aligned with you politically.
Right.
Right? Just because they're like, oh, well, what color were they? Black European didn't owe nothing to the black Indian. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come over here and say, oh, we're almost the same color. They're not savages. He came over here on some, oh, yeah, we're going to get them too. You know what I'm saying? Or he came over here on some, oh, we're going to do fair business. But it wasn't no allegiance because of skin color. So whenever we talk about things, people be like, what color were they? As if that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter if the European was black. And our lessons is say that the worst devil is the black devil, because you'll allow him to come amongst you more freely.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So he's the worst devil.
Right.
He can come sit right at your table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The white devil, you're going to see him right away. You're going to be like, oh, he devil. You're going to be watching him.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know.
Yo. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Yo, man. Let's turn the corner double back a little bit, man. Man, how you feel about the shit you seeing on the internet, man? Let's talk about that a little bit, man. All this crazy nonsense I'm seeing. All these new channels coming up, plagiarize. Let's get into that a little bit, man. We was talking about that. Let's get into that.
Well, I think ultimately it does a detriment to the people who are trying to really gain an understanding, because it kind of hardens their heart. It brings them into something, feeling like they owed something, feeling like they've been robbed. And yeah, you have, but you still gotta move respectfully. You still gotta be humble. You still gotta, move in a certain way, because the same people that you think might have robbed you, like, they being used too. You know what I'm saying? They being put in a position to be your opposition when they really not. You know what I mean? They got the poor fighting the poor, and the rich is sitting above trying to bring you solutions when really they the problem.
Right.
So, it's just a matter of let me start. Ask the question again. Let me start over.
Like all the stuff we seeing on YouTube, people plagiarizing other people's stuff.
Yeah.
Just how tacky shit is getting, man, especially when it comes to our community.
Yeah. So
on YouTube, I call it the nigga section.
Yeah. That's the section in the back of McDonald's. We used to all go sit in. We used to call it the nigga stables. You know what I mean? In the back of McDonald's and cut up and shit.
Right.
So, yeah,
all the stuff you've been seeing, man.
Yeah, that's the stuff we're trying to avoid, because people are coming into this and they want answers, right? And all this nigga shit is just making it so you're not gonna be able to get your answers. You know what I'm saying?
Also, how people are just watching something, copying off them, and putting it on. Get into that, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fast food diet. It's the quick digestible. Everybody's doing it because they want to be, they want a little shine. They want some likes. You know what I mean? But that's not real information. And when you take that information that you're learning in them small bites, a lot of times it's offensive. And you're going to approach somebody, and if you're sincere about it, you're going to put yourself in a position to where you're not going to be able to get any results, no remedy for what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Right now it's the fad. Shit got to blow over, and whoever's real going to be still standing. This shit happen every 5 years, bro. It happened.
Right?
It happens with the new injection of technology. You know what I'm saying? So whatever new form of technology come on, it happens and more people jump into something. Right now, this wave is, indigenous culture, and, people are coming from a place of, you got people coming from RBG, Pan-African, all these different frames of thought, right? Nation of Islam, the Moors. You even got people coming from gang culture, right? Now trying to come into this Indian paradigm. Right?
Yo, like just like Nate Dogg said, man, every city y'all go, I see this, every platform I go, I do see the set, like, damn. Yeah. Like, damn. So, yeah, just what you saying, yeah. You said gang culture. Yeah. You said the gang culture.
Yep, you're starting to see it. So, the issue is people who aren't qualified are trying to put themselves in position to be qualified, right? So what they're doing is, it's called shock and awe, right? It's like Howard Stern shit. So if you can say the most egregious, outrageous shit, it's gonna get people's attention, and that's what the people are doing. You know what I'm saying? That they're adding emotion to situations that can just deal with logic. You know what I mean? But when you add that emotional element to it, and then you got people who feel like they owe something, and the real thing is, people just want, like, when your child is crying for something, if you keep rewarding them, they're gonna think that's how you get shit, by crying.
Right.
So,
good analogy, King.
We live in a time of people who you naturally come from that as a child, right? How long before the frontal lobe fully develops for a person in your mid-20s? You know what I'm saying? So you still thinking somewhat emotionally like a child until your mid-20s.
Pretty much, yeah. Till you're 25, they say. Yep.
Yeah. Now, if you don't work on yourself, that shit could last until you in your 30s. See what I'm saying? If you're not aware of these processes, that's why I say people gotta get mathematics, because it keep you in tune with that shit.
Hell yeah, and there's a such thing called an old fool.
Yeah, exactly. Could be an old fool. Yeah,
exactly.
So the people aren't able to process information properly. So anything that sounds so over the top and exciting catches. That's why you hear the slavery never happened. That's why you hear Harriet Tubman wasn't this. You hear that most outrageous shit because we live in outrageous times.
Hey, that's crazy. Off of what you just said, that's what threw me off, man. Hey, peace to Dane Calloway. Like I said, man, I was into him, but that shit just threw me off. Like, how could you say something like that? Yeah. And then talk about, I got a documentary about this. And we ain't your enemy. You are our brother. We just we at that little standstill, like, hey, hold on, little brother. You gotta, man, I'm just let me just go back to what you was just saying. That shit threw me off. How you gonna say Harriet Tubman? That was this. How you gonna say Nat Turner? There was no such thing as Nat Turner, and I looked up this and I looked up that, and giving this wrong information out to the people. And then to say there wasn't no slave ships, brother, there was. I just that just threw me way off with him, man. I was rocking with him, but it just threw me off. For him to throw shots like that ain't cool. We ain't your enemy, homie. You know what I'm saying? But if you gonna throw that jab, we gonna duck and come with that body shot up with that uppercut. We stronger together.
Absolutely. And in terms of, like, I know he probably think that I got an issue with him when I really don't. I don't got no issue with him.
You told me the other day that is not my ops.
Yeah, he not my op. Like I don't.
Exactly.
It's like somebody be like, oh, that's a rivalry. It ain't a rivalry until you get some real wins. You know what I'm saying? And I know he might think that views and money is a win, but what we up here talking about is our indigenous identities. We're not talking about getting money. Feel me?
Yes.
And when it comes to indigenous identities and how motherfuckers moving, he not nowhere close to. He don't nobody know him in no indigenous communities. He's
Dude,
known
in the beginning, I seen the humbleness. Now I see the arrogance, and that threw me off even more.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, his frontal lobe is probably still developing. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just be real with you. He said, listen, bro. He say we from here, right? So by him saying that we from here and we not from Africa originally, I mean he not a Homo sapien sapien. What was different about the Homo sapien sapien and every other Homo species that came before us, the Homo erectus, even the Neanderthal, right?
Right.
The difference between us and them is we had a fully developed frontal lobe.
Oh, right.
That's why we're called the thinking man. That's why we're the one that survived. Neanderthal is bigger, stronger. They're not dumb. They wasn't dumb, but they wasn't as smart as us. See what I'm saying? So if he's saying that he from here, maybe he's a descendant of one of those previous Homo species who didn't have a fully developed frontal lobe, which is why he would say the things he's saying. So maybe Dane Calloway is a descendant of a giant or some other species of human. You know what I mean? I know I'm a Homo sapien sapien.
Right.
And I'm comfortable with that. Right?
Right.
And if that means that somehow I'm telling people I'm from Africa and you want to say, okay, well, 300 million years ago, my ancestor was in Africa, I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no problem with that.
Right.
I know what my history, where I was years ago, and how colonization impacted my people. And that's the more important thing.
That's
you know
right. That's right. And you know, I thought like that too for a minute. I was like, I gotta be crazy. You know what I'm saying? I almost felt like a follower. You feel me? But yeah.
But that's what it'll do. Yeah, I'm here. I just had to plug in computer.
But yeah, man, I thought like that for a minute, but just like you said, man, I gotta be crazy to think like that, man. And then we are mixed people, you dig? So
yeah. And the thing is, genetically being mixed don't mean that you come from a mixed culture. Don't mean that your ancestors didn't live an Indian culture. It don't mean that.
Right.
It just means genetically you have a different background than you know what I mean, than other people that you. But in your family, you're gonna have. Listen, you and your cousins don't have the same genetics. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you something that's like this is how people got to start thinking. Like, well, this ain't how people got to think. This is how indigenous culture will tell you. My grandmother is Cassie Rock. Cassie Rock had 15 kids. 12 of them are women. So that means 12 of Cassie Rock's children can pass on her exact genetics.
Okay.
Right? Because the men don't pass it on. We pass on traits. We pass
on traits.
Yeah,
they pass on genetics.
The actual, they come from the woman's stomach. It come from her physical body. You know what I'm saying? We add the things that make it grow and make it, make it all happen. But the physical material is coming from her.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. So the seed that comes out of us, isn't that the womb is the incubator, isn't it? For that sperm, or is that sperm just a spark?
It's the spark. Listen, you existed in your grandmother. Your grandmother passed on eggs to her daughter, which is your mother. But in your mother, right? But it's only passed to the woman. So if your mother had a daughter, if you got a sister, that woman has the seed of that that physical family in her womb. See what I'm saying? She
Okay.
passes her eggs on to her daughter.
Right. And they have all the eggs in them that they ever gonna have, right? Or something like
Yeah.
that.
All
Okay.
that is, we don't put the eggs in them. We just put
Well,
like,
yeah.
the electrical spark.
Okay, well, because the man, we carry the X and the Y chromosome, right? We determine what the baby is going to be. And 9 times out of 10, when you do a blood test, the DNA comes like you, the same blood type as your father.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, it's not often that you are your mother's blood type.
But that's blood type.
Okay.
But the actual blood come from her body. At no point in time do you contribute. See what I'm saying? You can. It's like saying, you know how like you can go get concentrate and make juice, and you just put a little bit of concentrate in, and it makes the water taste like something, but it's still water. See what I'm saying? It's like what you're drinking is water. It's not the little powder.
I hate when shit makes sense, and I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah,
but it makes sense though.
We was taught religiously the other way around.
That exactly.
Right.
You know what background I come from, so
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. Okay.
But that's like me going and chopping down an oak tree, making a bat, and then making a chair, and then I say to the person, "What do you see?" The indigenous person is going to say, "I see an oak tree in the shape of a bat and a tree, and the bat and the chair." Right?
Right.
The person with the regular colonized mind is going to say, "I see a bat and I see a chair, and they're two different things. They got nothing to do with each other."
So we are who our mother is, pretty much.
Absolutely.
We get traits from our father. Everything else is our mother. We are our mothers.
So let me explain this to you. So my grandmother, Cassie Rock, had daughters, right? Those daughters were able to pass on her physical genetics, literally, to their children. So Cassie Rock passed on her genetics to my mother, Frances Rock. Frances Rock passed her genetics to me. I can't pass them on, so they stop here.
Okay, right.
But
they would.
The same genetics exist in my cousin Ree's daughters, because they're still the female line coming from the grandmother.
Right. I'm still here with you. I'm still rocking with you.
So Cassie Rock physically still exists in my younger cousins, the females, and the males. It's just the males can't pass it on. So my son, his genetics don't come from Cassie Rock. My son's genetics come from his mother and her family, but he's still my son.
Okay.
Now, people could argue this, but when you look into international law, you'll find that international law supports this. You'll find that domestic law supports this, right? You'll find that common law supports what I'm saying. You'll also find that indigenous law supports it. The only thing that goes against that is the biblical narrative of you are what your father is. But in the court of law, you belong to your mother. In the court of public opinion, mommy's baby, daddy's what? Maybe. So indigenous tribes
I'm rocking with you on that.
Yeah, indigenous tribes know what it is, and that's what our clan system is based on. We have laws based on who your mother is. So you can be a part of a tribe, right? Your father could be a part of the tribe. He could be a part of the clan, and that man goes and has a baby by a European person. Unless that European woman is brought into the tribe, right? If she's adopted into the tribe, she has to be adopted by a different clan, because you don't marry within your clan. You got to marry a different clan, right? So that woman, if she's not adopted by a different clan, taught those ways, right? The child can't inherit a clan, because you inherit your clan from your mother. So so this is another thing that happened to a lot of our people. If we would have had an ancestor that had a child, like I have a grandfather who was an Indian man who married an Irish woman. So at that point, his children, though they are part of the tribe, they wouldn't have necessarily had a clan. And I'm talking political, not they didn't have a family.
Right.
Right? I'm talking on a political level, right? Which deals with other aspects of the culture. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the breakdown and what happened with the who we come from comes from certain Europeans marrying in, but not partaking in the clan system. So that's when it starts to fall apart. That's why you hear people say, they'll say, I'm this, I'm that. And then if you ask them, well, what clan are you? They'll be like, oh, I don't really know. Because these are the type of things that deteriorated throughout history. You know what I'm saying? And in order for you to repair these things, you have to know these things. You know what I mean? You got to know the rules to the shit to know where to look for remedy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So a lot of these people who are giving you misinformation, they're talking about tribes and they don't even know the rule of the fucking tribe. You know what I'm saying? They going by the rule of blood quorum, or they're going by what they think the federal government is going to determine. See what I'm saying? They're not even being honest with themselves enough to say, let me find out how the tribe deals with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the misinformation is dangerous, because for the people who are seriously want to learn and get into things, the misinformation is geared to keep you away from people who can really help you, because the charlatans that are making money off you have nothing to offer, and all they want to do is keep you with them so they can get their views and get their checks. But they not, you know, how they say, how long was Moses in the desert?
What was it? 40. I might be mixing it up with Christ. I'm thinking 42 42 days. That was Christ fasting. Yeah. Moses was in the desert how long?
Wasn't like 40 years or something?
40, yeah, 40. Yes.
Whatever it was too goddamn long.
What you said.
Whatever it was, the point I'm trying to make is, a lot of time, like, bro, when you go to school, your kindergarten teacher don't keep you in kindergarten because you're a good student. They graduate you and let you move on. So others can elevate you and accelerate, right? If the kindergarten is keeping you around and trying to find new things to teach you, they just stunting your growth. See what I'm saying?
Doubt.
And that's what these people are doing.
And you know, I don't want to give out no kind of misinformation, you know what I'm saying, as I'm studying, you know. Yeah, I don't want to give out no misinformation. So what do, people? I go to my man that knows what it is, and I bring him on the platform. I don't want to miseducate the people, so I got my man, and that's what y'all do, you know. And if there's anything that you don't believe what he's saying, what I'm saying, go look it up. You know, don't take our word for it. Go look it up.
Yeah, people can look like anything, and it's the thing, right? We're able to measure our growth because we know where we're wrong, where we've been wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you grow. That's how you measure yourself, right? If you're always right, what's going to happen? How do you get better if you're always right? You don't take those losses. How do you improve? Right?
Right.
But we're not sitting here saying that we always right. We've been wrong many a time.
Right.
We've been in it so long, we've tried the things and seen what work and what don't work.
Right.
So when we hear people coming into it and they professing that something's going to work, and we've seen 6 and 7 people try it and fail because this shit comes around in a loop. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're supposed to say something.
That's right. I mean?
We're supposed to say something to you. But at this point, like, okay, we just gonna put the clean glass next to the dirty glass. Shout out to Sabir Bey. That's his thing. We're gonna put the clean glass next to the dirty glass. We're gonna try to teach the people how to see the shit coming. You know what I mean? Like, when the police interrogator sit down with you, he already know what to look for. You know what I mean? He know the gestures, he know the mannerisms of a liar, of somebody who's scared, or somebody who's not being truthful. So when you start to study people's how they move, how they express themselves, you're gonna be able to see the same type of disingenuousness just by how people ask questions. So
just like I tell people, I'm like, man, cops, they know when you lying. Yeah. They do this shit and encounter people constantly. They know when you lying.
Mm-hmm.
They're experts at that shit.
Experts at it.
Yep.
Absolutely. And one of my past jobs was basically I was a detective in retail. So I'm that motherfucker following you around the store, watching you do everything.
Right.
Real talk, right? And I was nice with it.
Right? Yeah, that's that East Coast shit. I'm nice with it. Yo, he cracked me
Brooklyn
up.
shit. Not no little shit in the valley. Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn, number 3 store in the country in terms of getting busy. LA, the one in Watts is the number 1 store.
What?
Yeah, the worst store.
What's up? What's up to my grape? Salute.
Yeah, Watts, the Bronx, and Atlantic Terminal. So I'm in these places on camera watching people. Yeah, I'm that nigga.
Right.
I'm watching you. I'm running down on you, engaging you. So I have watched people actually stick all types of stuff on their person. And then when I run down on them, they tell me, I ain't got nothing. You ain't seen me do nothing. And we'll argue it. Show it to me on camera. Bro, we got all that. We got all that. Like real, like, and they're sitting there lying like they didn't do it, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen it firsthand. I know everybody lying.
You taller than everybody. You see down on people.
I took courses.
Right.
They made us take courses. I had to pass certain tests to even get the job.
I would have never thought you had courses for that, but it makes sense.
What? Proximity, all types of things, bro. I know all types of shit that I can measure a person and know this body language shit real, bro.
Real shit.
It's real. Shit. You know when a nigga about to shoot and everything if you know how to read body language. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, I used to box, so you know.
So
I know when them shoulders twitch, you know?
Yeah. You know what to look for. So it's the same thing in behavior. When you know what to look for on somebody, you already see the shit coming.
Real shit.
I know when these motherfuckers is lying. I know at the point when they realize I know they know. I could see the
shit. Done that shit.
I could see the shift in the glaze and how they look at you. And you're supposed to know when. You know why? Because there's a process in it where when a motherfucker crack, like you're supposed to, like if a nigga is stern with you, you gotta be just as stern.
Stern, yeah.
Right? But you gotta see when the nigga crack because you can't continue to be stern once they crack. Then you gotta be sympathetic. See what I'm saying? That's how you handle, that's how you de-escalate situations. Right? So a lot of time people don't, if you're not trained to see when they turn that corner, you ain't gonna know when to now become sympathetic. Right? If you keep being, if they at you heavy, and you at them heavy, as soon as they, you know what I mean, start to become, how they say, they become remorseful. As soon as they start to become remorseful, you got to notice it right away so you don't make that remorse turn into self-defense.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So I could see it in motherfuckers' eyes, and then I'll be like, okay, now he just dealing with embarrassment. You know, he done stood so strong.
That ego, that embarrassed, That
ego. So now you gotta be able to let a motherfucker know, listen, you can fall, bro. We got you. You know what I'm saying? We got you. Trust me. We the ones you'd rather have this with because when you fall, we gonna catch you. These other niggas you gonna have this problem with, and when you fall, they gonna be knocking you on the way down.
Right.
You're praying to see when you about to fall, bro, because we not here to bring nobody down.
Right.
Right? We actually here to catch you when you fall, bro, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be honest. But if you're going to try and take us down on the way down, it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to do it quick. We're going to put you down quick.
Hey, and I would like to let everybody know we got the indigenous shirts coming out, you know, indigenous. Mm-hmm. Got the U.S. Let me see where it is. The U.S. under us, you know what I'm saying? PYOC. Pick your own cotton. We got our website coming soon. He already has his t-shirt website. Can you please let them know he got some hot gear on that website? Please let them know what website to go to if you want some indigenous gear, some of his Turtle Gang stuff. Go ahead, let them know.
So the website is turtlegang.nyc. That's turtlegang.nyc. Go on there, you hit the tab. You're gonna see Shop Turtle. We got an array of designs, but I suggest for everybody to go out there and get you that warrior tee. That's the black tee with the red handprint, right? Or the red tee with the black handprint. That represents the warrior spirit. You're gonna see it being used by like missing and murdered indigenous women. They put it on their face.
Right.
That's actually war paint. So that's what we're going to war with. That's why you'll see that handprint on horses. You'll see it on the warriors' faces. You know what I mean? So we created that T-shirt years ago so we can go out here with our war paint on us. You know what I'm saying? When we
started with my man
every day, because every day we out here, the moment you come out and say, I'm this, I'm indigenous, I got some ancestry, trust me, they coming for you. Everybody coming for you to try to break your will, to try to shut you down. So that's our magic.
That's right. It ain't in our spirit to be weak.
Nah.
You dig? So yeah, we're gonna be combining our website. It's coming soon. Absolutely. But right now, you can go to his, check out that gear, man. It's hot. It's hot. You heard what he just said, you know. So yeah. I just had to throw that out there, King.
I definitely need some of them indigenous. That's hard right there. I like the, you know what I mean? I like the design. I like the sleeve design. So yeah, I definitely need to be repping that.
Yeah, definitely. PYOC, y'all. Pick your own cotton. Work for yourself. Indeed. You know, instead of working for someone else. I know some of us got to, and that's okay. But try to strive to do better and to get your own money. Pick your own cotton. PYOC. You know, you can get a hold of me on Facebook. You know, Antoine Gillis, ANTOINE, or you can go to the Big Twizz, the Big Twizz Show with 2 Z's at gmail.com. Get at me. But my stuff, we're gonna be combining our stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have that. That's under construction. It'll be out in a second, people.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it, indeed. Looking forward to connecting. I like the direction we're moving in, and we definitely gonna make some great strides together. You know what I mean?
Oh man, hey man,
absolutely.
You know, hey, ain't no such thing as time, man. Like you told me earlier, ain't no such. We gonna get it together. We gonna get it together. People, watch out for that.
Yeah, we gonna be doing big things. You know, we move in the time and speed we need to. You know what I mean? Ain't no time, ain't no north, south, east, or west. That shit don't even exist. That's just man measuring things.
Right.
That's just for us to set a floor for ourselves. Ain't no such thing as north, south, east, and west. That's when people put the maps upside down. I be like, ain't no north, south, east, or west. That shit don't even really exist. That's based on your location. You know what I mean? Like, see what I'm saying? Like, it's only a north, south, east, and west if you believe in certain things like a flat earth and shit. I don't believe in that shit.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, man. I don't know about all that. That shit ain't even. I ain't even worried about that. Yeah, you know.
So I had I've been trying to get this little TikTok together. You know what I mean? I've been spending some time on TikTok, loading some stuff. I feel like I'm doing pretty well on there, being received pretty well. But Flat Earther jumped on there, tried to insert his little. So I just want to say this is my position for Flat Earthers and anybody who might want to entertain that thought. This is how I feel about Flat Earth. I don't see any remedy in the Flat Earth theory or conversation for oppressed people of Earth, right? Black, white, whatever. I don't see no remedy in the Earth being flat. I don't see how that changes our economic situation. I don't see how it changes our identities. I don't see how
that shit out.
Politically.
Bring that shit out.
So for me, I feel like that's a conversation that the same way we look back at the women's movement and we say, why was our black women getting involved in women's rights? That was a woman's issue, a white woman's issue with white men, right?
Right.
Why did our sisters go get involved in that shit?
And they was really trying to bring them involved, and that shit hurt y'all.
And it hurt y'all because your man wasn't treating you like that. We wasn't like in our communities, the women run our communities.
Right.
Very different. They ain't, Big Mama don't run the community over there in the white man house. The white man, as soon as he get a certain age, he run it. Let me tell you the difference, right? This is the difference between Karen and motherfucking Carla. Karen and Tysheen. You know what I mean? Karen and our sister.
Karen and Keisha.
Karen and Keisha. This is the difference between Karen and Keisha. Right? Karen operates off of her husband and her son's strength. Keisha operates off of her strength. So when Karen's in the store and she sees Keisha, Karen's yelling at Keisha, but she's doing it off the strength of the men in her life. Keisha at Karen off the strength of what Keisha brings to me. So when Karen realizes my husband nor my sons are around, and this mouth and this fake courage I feel is really rooted in the men in my life, I don't really have any courage. That's when they start talking about, why you messing with me? Now, when shit got real, she realized her husband and her sons ain't around. Keisha don't give a fuck if her husband and sons is around. You know,
right? Real. Hey, that's the truth, right?
Yeah. So that's the difference between, right, certain energies and the energies we come with. Simple as that. You know what I mean? We are different people.
Right.
People don't resonate with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
They want to put rules on it. You know what I'm saying? They want to tell us how to deal with shit. They even want to tell us how to deal with confrontation. You know what I mean? Oh no, just talk it out. No, how about we just want to knock this nigga the fuck out and get it over with?
Get it over with.
Yeah, get it over with. How about there ain't no debate? Ain't none of this shit. Why are we debating the truth?
Right.
Motherfuckers have gone to war for the lie. For a lie. You know what I'm saying? To preserve a lie.
Yeah.
People go to war to preserve a lie. So what we doing to preserve the truth? Why are we debating to preserve the truth if niggas is going to war to push a lie? You feel me?
Right.
It's the wrong fight.
The wrong fight. I know
Wrong
that's
rules.
right, man.
It's the
Very
wrong
well said with that.
wrong fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, but this internet, man, the internet shit is crazy, man. When you brought that up to me, I was like, wow. You know, you was what I was thinking, you brought it out. You said it, you know.
yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Hey, y'all really gotta go. Please, I'm gonna do another reminder for people just getting on. You know, like and subscribe. We bringing this free information out to y'all. You know, at least you can like and subscribe. Check out my boys' documentary. You know, Still Turtle presents 1492, the Moors of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, also when we.
Well, can I just say something about that real quick?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Because, you know, what happens is people will try to, like, anything that got, like, the Moorish attached to it, anything, like, if you say black, like, people have program responses, right? So the program response is, why are you doing a video about the Moors? What, you trying to push this Moorish shit on us? Right? That's the program response. Or just like if you say black, the program response is, we not black. You know what I'm saying? And they just go into that rant, right? So I just want people to know that, like, these documentaries, the information I look into, the stuff I've, right? Why do I make a documentary about the Moors? Well, first of all, I was doing trade with Moors. They were hiring me to, you know, do work for them. That's honest trade. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I was learning from them. So there's that type of trade. Like, this is how you deal in civilization. This is how you enter into trade with people. So I'm around Moors. I'm learning about the history. I'm doing trade with them. I'm making money. You know what I mean? They receiving products. And in the process, I get to learn about them. Now, it's important that we understand all the things in the world that came to affect us, right? So for us to truly understand what happened with Columbus coming to the Americas, we really have to understand what happened in Europe from 711 to 1492, because it all leads up to that. You know what I mean? So the documentary that you're talking about literally is a documentary that talks about the Reconquista, which is Spain taking back the land from the Moors and kicking the Moors out. And it also talks about the Europeans, the Portuguese and the Spaniards, and when they came to the Americas, and it talks about how the three big losers in what went on were the Moriscos, the Conversos in Spain, right? The Muslims who got kicked out, and the third group is the Native American populations, right? So the film talks about it. The documentary talks about things from a perspective that I feel like other people haven't addressed. You know what I mean? They talk about these things like they're separate situations. Like the fall of Granada has nothing to do with Columbus, when these are literally like piggybacking off of each other, right? The fall of Granada literally is piggybacking off of what was going on in Iberia, right? And then literally you start talking about, like, people are like, what does Mansa Musa have to do with anything? Like, all these things are relevant to what's going on over here.
Right.
And made a pilgrimage to East Africa, and when all the people saw the wealth, they said, where the hell all that wealth coming from? So this is what made these Europeans start investigating West Africa or East Africa, the gold coast. See what I'm saying? All these things are a part of what affected us over here, right? Because that's where they started getting all the slaves from, because they wondering where this man get all this goddamn gold from.
What year? Do you know what year he was in? Like
1600.
It was 1600s when he was. Okay. Oh wow.
Okay. Then we're talking about, you have Abu Bakari who came to the Americas. Then you have Mansa Musa later, that went to Egypt.
Okay.
And he spread so much money on his way there, he affected the stock market pretty much.
Damn.
So all those people who were gathered in that region of the world, remember, Egypt is where all the white people's at this point.
Right.
They see all the money he got, and they're wondering where this shit come from. It's a dope documentary about it. And that's when they started sniffing around West Africa.
Right. Did he have anything to do with funding any slave trade?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Mm-mm. All right.
But I mean, you have to do the research. But I say this to say that all these events that took place in Europe and Africa had a direct effect on us. While they was at war and all this shit is going on over there, we're over here still on our mounds, still in our holy places, still living our ancient culture.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So this is why, like, that documentary that I did, that we did, TurtleGang did, is important, because it sets things up for what happened to us. You know what I mean? So you're able to see in that documentary that even the Europeans admitted that the first Europeans were people of color. They said they were brown-skinned people with blue eyes. So that starts to knock away all the fallacies that we've been taught. You know what I mean? And once you start knocking away all these fallacies, you're able to start seeing history from a better perspective. You know what I mean? And then certain things that make everything click, now they make sense. You know what I'm saying? But until you move all this bullshit out the way, you're not going to see things for what it is. So if people want to understand who they are, they need to know what happened in Spain from 711 to 1492, because it directly affected us. You know what I'm saying?
The Renaissance era, is that when the
Renaissance era is after they took back Spain.
That's when the Renaissance started. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. That's what Renaissance are you referring to?
I'm talking about when the whites came into power, start coming into power.
Yeah, that's after the fall of Granada. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly. That's after the fall of Granada in 1492. That's when their rebirth and Renaissance begins, because now they're getting back into position. They're able to set things up, you know what I'm saying, and move forward as a nation. Because they weren't a nation then. Spain didn't exist. right? Spain came into existence at a specific time. You know what I mean? Like early 1500s.
Was it true that the whites weren't able to sell the seeds and come over to our side to the
See,
Americas, or was something lifted, or
well,
was that only for Christopher Columbus?
this is the thing. It's not that the whites were. It's that certain nations had international treaties, right? So
Okay.
just like if you buy debt, or if you buy a business and that business has an existing contract with another company, once you buy the company, the business, you still have to fulfill the contracts that pre-exist, right?
Right.
So when Ferdinand and Elizabeth bought the kingdom, they inherited all the responsibilities of the kingdom. That kingdom had already been doing trade with the native nations in the Americas. So
Okay.
now you have a group of people who have no knowledge of what's going on, right? Just like the president gets elected, then they say, okay, come on, we got to tell you about Area 51. Before he got elected, he knew nobody's going to tell you about what's going on there because you don't have the clearance.
Right.
So once they got control of the kingdom and now they have the right, now they get clearance to know about, yeah, we got this international trade happening here, and y'all got to continue to fulfill the this is why they say the Moors took Christopher Columbus to the Americas. This is why they say they already knew, because those Moorish kingdoms were already doing trade with the nations here. There's a treaty that sits in New Mexico that the Pueblo people had with the Moors.
Okay. Okay.
Right? And the treaty is written in a Coptic language.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Right. Which
so
is
were there Chinese over here?
It was all the all right. So it was all the seafaring nations.
Okay.
Were doing trade at different places.
Exactly. And that's what I want, people to know, that before they even came over this way, there was even Africans over here, Egyptians, Egyptians, Ethiopians, Asians, Chinese. They was here, doing trades and stuff.
You got to understand that, like, the way, like, this is why, like, certain islands are important, because you could have people doing trade. Like, I don't have to come to your house to do trade. We can all meet at the most convenient area. And it's probably going to be some island in the middle of something.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So you got to think in terms of that. So you could have American nations doing trade with other nations, with nations in Europe, but they don't have to go to Europe, and them nations don't have to come to the Americas. They could be meeting at different islands and places.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to start looking at the world from that perspective, not how we really think. You got to think of it more practical, not because, see, we got jet planes and we got all these things that make it real, like these concepts. Like, we really don't understand how life really is. You know what I mean? We just like this. See what I'm saying? Like, we jump online and we're talking and we're not even nowhere near each other. We're like, this is like what we're doing now, the mind couldn't have fathomed back then. Right? So taking any type of modern thought and putting it then is misleading yourself. Meaning, to think that information traveled around the world, around the globe at the rate it does now, it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's like saying that you think that when Jesus was walking around Jerusalem, you think somebody in America knew who the fuck Jesus was?
Right.
You think somebody 100 miles away from Jesus knew who Jesus was?
Right.
No. Motherfuckers learned about him hundreds of years later.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So that's how we got to start thinking. Like, it was stuff going on back then. They'd be like, the Europeans didn't know. Yeah, those nations knew nothing about trade. Nothing. They weren't the advanced seafaring nations. So if you go to those nations in their history, they'll have no records. Now, when you go to these other nations who are the more advanced nations, they're going to have these records. The issue is these European nations, which are the young ones that ended up taking over, in the process of them taking over, they tore shit up. Then they're like, oh shit, they tore up shit that they could have used.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In their rambunctiousness. And then they slowed down. You ever see Purple Rain?
Of course.
You see the scene where Prince discovers his father's
music,
handwritten music?
Yeah.
See how he's throwing it all up and going crazy? Then when he realizes what it is, he's
sat
like,
down, start reading it. Yeah, like, oh shit, we got something here.
That's what the Europeans did.
Right. Bring that shit out.
By the time they realized what they was destroying, they had got rid of half the shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? 100 years later, they're like, damn, how these motherfuckers build the pyramids? Motherfuckers like, if you niggas wouldn't have burnt that shit down, we'd have the shit. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
you know, oh, go ahead. What you gonna say,
bro? I'm good.
Oh, okay. What knowledge can you bring out about? This is something I'm not sure about.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my cousin was talking about it, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think he's a 32nd degree Mason.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know anything about like the Masons? I know you do.
Yeah, well, this is why that shit real simple. All masonry comes out of indigenous science. It's masonry is what the Europeans came here, learned from the indigenous people.
I was about to say, was that even European stuff? Like, was that us?
This the issue. Masonry is our science through their eyes and through their lenses and with their booby traps on it.
Regurgitated back to us.
Yes, from a perspective that we haven't been initiated, so we're not really going to know what they mean. That's why people argue when they read a Masonic book. This book was written by a Mason, and the book says, we found Egypt in America. They literally think it means Egypt. But in the Masonic code, they know Egypt means a place of bondage.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about we found a place where we can enslave people and build a great nation.
Yeah, just like in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
There you
Back
go.
to Egypt, but this time in ships.
In ships, exactly.
Speak that truth. Speak that truth.
Talking about the physical Egypt. They're talking about bondage in a land.
Yes.
But if you're not well with the Bible, right, and understanding it, or you're not a Mason, you don't understand these things. So you think this shit is, no, this shit, listen. The first initiation into Masonry is Boy Scouts. They teaching you how to live off the land. That's Indian shit.
Oh, wow. Drop that shit. Speak that shit, King.
The first lodges here in the Americas were established by Europeans who no longer wanted to be identified by their national titles. So in order for them to become something else, they had to go through a rites of passage. That rites of passage was them learning from the Indians how to identify all the foods you can eat, where to eat things, right? And so they would go through this rites of passage, and people can look this up. It's called the Order of the Red Men. It's called all these different ancient's a bad word. Ancient is like thousands of years ago. We're talking about a couple hundred years ago. It's all these different organizations, right? The Odd Fellows, and this is before like the stuff that we know about, because the American Masonic organizations that were created are different than the European Masonic organizations, right? So the Revolutionary War was a European Masonic organizations being overthrown by American Masonic organizations.
Okay.
See? That's what that revolution. That's why they're called the Loyalists and the Patriots.
You broke that down so elegantly. I like it. Yeah. So easy. A baby can understand.
Masonry is just what these original Europeans, black and white, learned from us, codified for themselves, and then extracted and didn't allow it to be learned in the public, so now they can make businesses and make create corporations and businesses. It's cotton. See, this is masonry. This is what masonry hides from you.
Okay.
The plant that we use the most is the hemp, right? Hemp.
Right.
Right? Hemp is a Lenape word. It's like the word we use for shirt. Hempstead. Right? So that plant produced over 1,000 remedies. You can make teas, you can make rope, you can make cotton, you can make your clothing, you can make medicines, you can do all types of things with the hemp plant, right? That's money, right? But also the hemp plant, if you can use the hemp plant, you don't need the cotton industry. You don't need the rubber industry. You don't need the cement industry. You don't need the medical industry, right? And there's another industry. There's the 5 main industries that America is built on. You could move all that away and create that with the hemp plant.
Wow. Okay.
It grows anywhere. It's a tough plant, right? So, and that was like our tree of life.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, if we're using that for everything, in order for them to be able to capitalize on us and their industries to flourish, they got to take it away from us. So they take the one aspect of the hemp, which is the high part, and they use that to outlaw the entire plant. Meanwhile, George Washington and them were growing hemp fields, using it to make rope, using it to make fabrics, like them sails that them ships used to be. Those are hemp sails.
Those are hemp sails? Wow. Okay.
They created an entire industry off hemp. Remember, Adidas been selling hemp sneakers forever. It's a whole industry of hemp, and we can get into this later, and I can have these people come sit down with you and explain everything to you, right?
Right.
So what I'm saying is they outlaw aspects of our culture so they could monetize it and create businesses for them so they could get rich. Masonry is just that. They've taken everything that we naturally had and took it into a lab, and instead of, the medicines you get from nature, now you got to go to the pharmacy. And masonry is them hiding the knowledge from you on how to turn that plant into medicine.
Medicine, right.
That's all masonry is. They know that, you don't.
Right.
And the moment you start getting close to it, that's why Dr. Sebi and all them people were dangerous. You understand? Because that type of stuff is going to destroy their industry. That's why they had to do what they did with the weed industry. They had to get ahead of it before they legalized it. Now that it's legal, they're the only ones making money.
Exactly.
And if you get money, you're getting it with them.
Yeah.
When really that shit grow anywhere. Why?
Right.
It's a natural, that's something God gave to us as a gift. But how do you capitalize off it? So all masonry, like, people can get into the 33rd degree and all that shit deal with, and we're going to do a real big breakdown, but that shit deal with primordial shit. It deal with volcanoes erupting. It deal with seeing God. How you see God, you got to rise up on what? That ladder. What that ladder? Say Jacob's ladder, 33, right? That's the spine. That's the spine, right? What's the reptile? It's the lower nature. It's the reptile brain.
Right.
It's fight or fear. Fight or fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, know what that is? Yeah, you scared. Yeah, we all scared. But my scared, I stay and fight. You're scared, you run.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Scared, yeah. Like, yeah, we all scared, motherfucker. But how do you overcome your scariness? Right? That's rising above the fight or flight.
Yeah.
Right? Rising into what? Your frontal lobe. That's where Christ is.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's what makes us different than these other species of humans. Because we can achieve that Christ form because it exists in your frontal lobe. Your Christ, your crown.
Your crown, right?
Yeah. So that shit, but it come from the lower world. It come from you subduing your lower self. That's where you get the volcano erupting. Shit come from the underworld and explode up and out. The Big Bang. The feathers, the smoke, that's the plume. That's the feather. That's the higher self. The lava that run down, that represents the lower self or man. The beast. See, we God and the beast at the same time. What separates us is that process of rising to your higher self.
Higher self, right? No doubt.
That's it. We all God and we all beasts.
Right.
The mark of the beast ain't nothing that nobody else gave to you. It's man. It's your physical body. Your spirit is the God.
Right.
Feel me?
Right.
When you look at your nervous system is the pilot seat for your spirit. And your physical body is just a vehicle. That's why when you strip the body down and you just see the nervous system, that's the closest you're going to get to seeing God.
Right.
This is why the Masons use that as their symbol. You'll see the double-headed bird looking both ways.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to show you. Hold on.
Like, I know they got swords with, like, skulls, or with that skull.
Now, I'm going to show you something.
Okay. Bring it out.
I hope you can see it. I might have to turn my lights off so you can see this. Watch this. I did a build on it, but I don't know if people can understand what they're looking at. So, but can you see that?
There you go. Yep.
You see that?
Yep.
You disappear. You see that? You see look like two eyes there?
Oh, hell yeah.
See that?
Oh, wow.
That's the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain. You see that?
Oh, okay. I've never seen that symbol before.
Yeah. That's a
Oh, wow.
You find that on Family Crest. Now you see the wings? That's the smoke going up. Right? Look at the bottom. You see the bottom? See how it looks like the lava? You see the
Yeah.
Right? Now what I have three pictures superimposed. I have the nervous system with the volcano and the Masonic symbol, and you see they all align.
Oh, wow.
Now, let me read this to you. Let me turn my light back on.
Wow. Learn something new every day, messing with this Turtlegang NYC, y'all. Like and subscribe.
This the masonry they're not going to tell you. So, but this is indigenous culture, bro. It's not no hidden science.
Right.
If you in tune with your indigenous self, your mind be like, boop, boop, it'll all be there. But let me find this. Okay, so let me just go to my page. And this is the thing, all these builds I'm talking about, I've done in-depth builds on them, breakdowns on my Facebook. So all I gotta do is just go to the Facebook build. You know what I'm saying? And I can lay it out. See, look. See, that's my build. You see the volcano erupting? You see how it looks like? You see it looks like the eagle sitting up there?
Right.
It looks just like that symbol. You see that?
I see it real good.
Yeah, you see it looks like it's going in two different directions.
Yeah.
All right. What you also see, I'm gonna break it down. You also see Baphomet. When you see Baphomet, the three horns.
Right.
Same thing, bro. It's talking about nature. I'll break all that shit down for you.
Oh, wow.
But let me take you through it. So I'm gonna read to you what I wrote, and this is 2019.
Okay.
Indigenous cultures all over the world have worshipped the plumed serpent for its duality, which represents nature. Volcanoes and the phenomena that accompany an eruption produce the plumed serpent. The eruption of the volcano produces smoke that rises to the heavens. When somebody passes, you know what we do? We send smoke up. And we send our prayers up with the smoke. Our prayers rise with the smoke. And then when it gets high enough, the eagle, which is the bird that flies the highest, takes our prayers the rest of the way. We send our prayers up in the smoke. See?
Wow.
Dragons, bro. So volcanoes and the phenomena that accompany the eruption produce the plumed serpent. The eruption of the volcano produces smoke that rises to the heavens, which is the feathers and the wings. The lava that slithers down the mountain represents the snake or the serpent, the lower self, man. What did Moses do? He went up the mountain and he came back down the mountain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He walked down the mountain. See what I'm saying? Like, it's all in. I'm gonna take you through everything, bro. Watch. That's what we're gonna do today. Religion teaches you other than that. It's all in reverence of nature. This is the higher self and lower self. Religion teaches you other than that. But indigenous cultures acknowledges nature in all its greatness. Study the culture, study nature. Volcanoes exist all over the planet, and every nation would have witnessed this phenomenon without needing to be taught this by another nation. So no one had to copy another one but nature. And pyramids are just artificial representations of volcanoes and mountains. Pyramids are the Per-Ah, house of fire. Right? So now we have Mesoamerica. You see the symbols, right? That's
turn it more flat. Turn the phone more flat and bring it over a little bit the other way. Got you right there.
See that? So that's Teotihuacan.
Yes, sir.
So that's what you see in the Mesoamerican. So now I'm gonna go to the next one. So now this is talking about an event that happened in Mexico. After the explosive volcanic eruption of Mount Popocatépetl, located deep southern Mexico, people hurriedly raced for refuge to escape the ash cloud plumed across their skies. When having traveled so far as the Valley of Mexico to an Eden to be settled, it's here believed that the beginning of Teotihuacan around 100 BC to mid-classic area 600 AD was at the height of its glory, populated by over 200,000 residents, which its first 200 years, 3 impressive structures were built, and one of which is the Temple of the Feathered Serpent. So the city of Teotihuacan was built as a result of a people fleeing a volcano eruption. And that entire city was founded as a result of that. And this is the process that has happened all over the earth. That's why Pompeii was at the foot of a pyramid, of a volcano, right? This is also why we have lost civilizations.
Right.
Because these older civilizations would have been birthed at the feet of volcanoes or gods. This is why you have these old television shows of them making sacrifices and throwing people into the pyramid.
Right.
Volcano, right? This is why you have people in Mexico go watch Apocalypto. They on the pyramid making sacrifices.
Right. I haven't seen the whole entire movie yet.
One of the greatest movies you'll ever see.
You know what? After we get off, I'm gonna watch it, brother. And you know what? After I watch it, let's talk about it.
Yeah, we could go through
it with that
because there's some fallacies in it. Like it's still a little. You still got to be on point when you watch it, but they're showing you something, and I could really we could go through it though, definitely. So now we have a city, Teotihuacan, which is city of the gods in Mexico, right? That's the place I actually visited, right? So now we're gonna go down to the next one, Feathered Serpent. All right.
Okay.
So the Feathered Serpent was a prominent supernatural entity or deity found in many Mesoamerican religions. It was called Quetzalcoatl among the Aztecs, Kukulkan among the Yucatec Mayan, and Quique Amps and Tohil among the Quiche Maya. The Quiche Maya are the people of the Andes. Another name that the Quiche Maya called the serpent is Amaru. And the mountain that Amaru lived on, they called Amaru Ka. This is where the Europeans first heard the term America.
Okay.
When they were in Peru fucking with the Incas.
Right.
They heard the term Amaru Ka. So this is where they got the idea to name the land America. But Amaru Ka is the feathered deity, a supernatural deity that lived in the mountains. It's not what they call the land. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So even that, we're Americans. If you from the mountains in Peru, you might could say you in America. You could say you from Amaru Ka. See what I'm saying? But that's a fallacy. So now I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the next article we have. No, I think that was pretty much it. But I have other art. Let me read this one.
Wow.
So this is about Kukulkan. When the sunlight bathes the Kukulkan pyramid in Maya, city of Chichen Itza. People know about Chichen Itza, right? That's Mexico. When people go visit Mexico, that's one of the places they go. Chichen Itza. All right. During the equinox sunset, it casts 7 triangles of light and shadow that creep downward along its northeast stairway. Remember, I told you pyramids are volcanoes. Right?
Okay.
So they're telling you, just listen to what it says. When the sunlight bathes the Kukulkan pyramid in the Mayan city of Chichen Itza during the equinox sunset, it casts 7 triangles of light and shadow that creep downward along its northeast stairway. That's in replica of what? The lava coming down the mountain.
That's dope. Wow.
According to the Popol Vuh, the effect can be interpreted as the myth of the gods of the heart of sky, interpreted as God's coming to the sovereign plumed serpent. Unfortunately, neither the event nor the kind of geometry used to build the pyramid is reported in the extant Mayan codices. There are 2 reliable facts. First, a line across the pyramid's base coincides with the orientation of the summer-winter solstice. Second, an earlier, smaller pyramid is concealed beneath the current one. Hence, the major question here is whether the light and shadow effects was intended or occurred accidentally. Perspective is a surveying method for building provides a key to this riddle because it accounts for a time according to which the Kukulkan pyramid was built. To tell the history of the line, we have to bring into context other sunlight effects that take place across the Mayan area, taking into the account of the question. Now, they're questioning if this is done purposely or not. You know why? Because they don't know the tradition, right? That goes back to the intent of the indigenous people. So they're going, maybe that was a coincidence. No, we just fleshed out what the tradition is and where it comes from. Right?
Right.
They're not going to tell you that because it's not for them to reveal all that to you. See what I'm saying? Right. So they're going to give you some old, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. If it's not them, one of them know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know they don't? See what I'm saying? But that's what masonry is. It's them taking these natural phenomenons and using it. And like, this is why when you watch Apocalypto, you're gonna see they was sacrificing motherfuckers on the pyramid because of the eclipse. Right? We know that the eclipse is gonna come and go because it's common knowledge. Back then, they thought they were telling the people, if we don't sacrifice people, the sun's never gonna come back. So they're killing people publicly, but what that does is it establishes a control over the people. So now the people are looking at the priest cast like, y'all saved us. See what I'm saying? So this is how they kept the people at their feet. By lying to them.
Right.
They didn't need to cut them people's hearts out. An eclipse is a natural phenomenon. It's gonna happen for a few minutes and it's gonna go away.
Right.
But if you tell a people, unless y'all do what we tell you to do, the sun ain't never gonna come back and the harvest never gonna come back and we're gonna be fucked up. You're controlling people with fear. That's what the United States does. That's what these niggas who be lying to people do when they tell you them Mongoloids stole our shit. They trying to get you excited over fear. They stole our shit. They're trying to control you with fear. See what I'm saying? They don't have the authority to say, I'm gonna come in your house and cut your head off, but they can say some spooky shit to try and get you scared. And that's what all these people do. They say the spooky shit because they just trying to keep you in line so you can keep feeding them. Because they the 85%, the bloodsuckers are the deaf, dumb, and blind. They don't want you to know. They just want you to know to come to this church every week and give us some money.
Right.
That's the hustle. And the only person you're going to see elevate is the pastor or the priest. But the thing is, the people live their lives vicariously through this nigga. So when they see the preacher happy with his wife and they flying around, they think it's them. My pastor lived good. Look at my pastor. This truth got to be right because my pastor got a jet plane. You know what I'm saying? Why?
Right.
The same thing that they was doing on them pyramids, they was controlling the people's mind. And that's the same shit they do now. And these little low-level magicians and fake warlocks, they trying to do the same thing. And it's one now that is about to get exposed. Them GDs on his ass, them young boys on his ass. Niggas say he from Chicago, but they about to tear his ass up. Yup, they about to tear his ass up.
Right.
Young boys on him.
Oh, man.
Play around. See, these young people get it, bro. These young ones, they will go on that computer and bully the shit out you. Let you be lying.
Right.
Let you be lying. Them little young people will find out. But they come from a generation where they don't realize if this old nigga get his hands on you, he gonna tear you apart. You're not a wolf. You know what I'm saying? But on that computer, they wolves.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They'll ruin your life.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Yeah. Them young people know what to do, bro. I need some young people on the team. Y'all go do that dirt. But when you write, you ain't gotta worry about nobody digging your past stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
I ain't worried about that. Niggas could dig.
Right.
Nigga, all you niggas gonna find is good credit. All you niggas gonna find, you know what I'm saying? You know why you gonna find good credit? Because I don't fuck with these niggas.
Right.
I got good credit because I lived underground for 20 years, bro.
Right.
I just got my credit back. And these motherfuckers is like, damn, you kind of old with good credit. Yeah, because I ain't never had credit.
This nigga look like
I ain't never had credit. I just got credit about 3 years ago. My shit damn near on 800. You feel me?
Yeah.
Or like, no, damn near on 7 something.
Right.
Because I didn't participate in that shit. So I ain't fuck my shit up. I ain't, you know what I mean? So I don't give a fuck about, nigga, look my shit up. You ain't gonna find no arrest shit. You ain't gonna find nothing.
Right.
You ain't gonna find
it would have already came out. It would have already came out because you've been on your shit.
Yeah.
And you know we got haters, man, and they would have been exposed something.
Yeah, you can't.
What can you say?
You can't.
What can you say? So, I mean, you know, like I said, shout out to Dane. Get your mind together, brother. Get your mind together, man. Get your mind together, man.
Hell, Dane, we got a place for him, bro. We got a place for you, bro. You
might get spanked a little bit, but yo, we got you though. It's just, you know, big brother love.
We appreciate what you did, homie. I definitely can't fill your shoes, bro, because I wear size 12, bro. You probably like about a 9. Feel me? So I definitely
Why you do the face like that? He said a 9.
You know, a foot is 12 inches, bro. So I don't know what these niggas working with. Everybody ain't got 12 inches. So let me stop. Feel me? But a foot is technically a foot is 12 inches, right? Right?
Something like that. Yep.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Size 9 ass nigga. Let me stop. But
this nigga, look, I thought you about to start throwing up gang signs, nigga.
We're not gonna do that. I got homies for that.
Look, right.
Homies for that.
Tucked away for special occasions.
Yeah.
It may be.
Oh yeah, I get the calls all the time too. Trust me. It's Jersey out here. Don't get me fucked up. I'm from Jersey, bro. I'm just a good dude.
Hey,
You know
Brick
what I'm
City.
saying?
Brick City. Hey,
Yeah,
check this
pop.
out.
You know what I
Check
mean?
this out, loved one. Yo, man, I appreciate you coming back, but I got to, man, you know, first of all, please, everybody, like and subscribe. Got my man, Norris, TurtleGang NYC. Good brother, look him up. You feel me? You got fans in my inbox, and I'm shooting them to you. Go to his.
Bro. Listen, this is my brother right here. Anything you need, you can go through him. Talking to him is like talking to me. We locked in like that. So
yes,
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Real brotherhood right here. Real brotherhood. We them engines. We them engines, man. Got that music coming out. Woo!
Look for that. It's gonna be a nice We're gonna do what the OG should have been doing. We're gonna finish what Pac and them started. How about that?
Real shit.
Minus the bullshit. We're gonna bring the East and the West together.
Oh yeah, we're gonna show you how it's done. Straight fire. Well, check this out. Check this out, loved one. Right now, it's time for the Big Twizz Show game, man. You ready to play a little game before you bail out?
Well, let's go. Let's see what we're doing.
All right, my man. Man, let me see. Let me do this right here. You're gonna love this. Okay. You're gonna love this, big homie.
Let's get
it. Okay, let's see. Paul Mooney or Dick Gregory?
Oh, Paul Mooney all day.
Now, man, he said all day.
Can I tell you a story?
Tell me a story.
Because we talking about the pseudo shit. Now, am I saying Dick Gregory is pseudo? Nah. Am I saying Dick Gregory might have had an agenda? Yeah. Am I saying that Paul Mooney was authentic? Absolutely.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah. I've had experiences. I filmed Paul Mooney before. I had the pleasure of meeting Paul Mooney.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's dope. That's
dope, brother. One of the realest people you ever meet. Right?
You can see it, man. It's coming out of his pores, that realness.
Yeah. You can have real conversations with him. Now, I never met Dick Gregory. I respect Dick Gregory. But I seen a video where Dick Gregory was talking about they killed Prince. Okay? So, it sounds good. The issue is, let me tell you a secret. This is between me and you, all right? We're going to tell you the secret. Everybody else put the ears aside, all right? All right. Shh.
Real shit.
Tell you a secret. Now, no big deal. Okay, so I used to date a woman who was it's like it's gonna sound crazy, but it's official. I dated a woman who was married to a world-class pianist. Right? Okay. This world-class pianist, like she was married to him for years. They weren't, when I was with her, they were divorced.
Right.
She was married to him for years. His daughter is a woman that sung for Prince in the 90s. I could give you the song. I'll send you the song, all that. I'm just, want to respect people's privacy because I really know these people. Right. So this woman ended up singing with Prince up until he died. He brought her back into his band for the last 5 years of his life. Okay. So whenever they would come to New York to perform, the girl who's singing with Prince would call her stepmother. We're in town, knowing I love Prince. So needless to say, I had the opportunity of hanging out with him multiple times, being around him.
Wow.
I know a girl, my ex's stepdaughter was his girlfriend at one point. I could tell you stories on stories, right?
Right.
We talked for days about him. So she told me the inside scoop on how Prince really died. Right? He died of a fentanyl overdose. He got bad Percocet that was laced with fentanyl.
Damn, really?
Yeah. It's all about to come out. The issue is his friends were the ones that were supplying him.
Oh, I thought he was coming from the doctor because I know he got, you know, the bad knees, wearing the platforms, all them years dancing.
Yeah, he had a hip replacement. That's how he got caught stuck up on Percocet.
Oh, okay.
Hip replacement.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So that's why you see at the end he was sitting down doing his shows. He was always on the piano sitting down. Yeah, he was in a lot of pain for a long time. So
right.
It's something else too I can add on, but I don't even want to put that out there.
Right.
But so basically he could go up into a CVS and get prescriptions. See what I'm saying? His friends were writing prescriptions in their names.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Needed the records. So basically, he was getting to a point where he really needed help, and his friends should have stepped in and said, "No, fuck that. You got to get help." When he passed out on the plane, and he left the hospital he should have stayed there for a few days. He would be alive today.
Right. Wow.
None of his friends, and part of it was because he was more generous with his money when he was high.
Right.
So I say all this to say, whether Dick Gregory really believes the government killed Prince or not, he was wrong. So it makes me think, how many other times was he wrong?
People, you got the story right here firsthand. The inside scoop.
Yeah. And
wow.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying I know on that situation, and it's all about to come out now. I can
right.
There's reports and everything now. It's starting to surface. They just they realized it was fentanyl, all that shit. You can find the reports he died of fentanyl. Fentanyl is not in anything laced with fentanyl is not a doctor prescribed shit. You know what I'm saying? Percocet is not laced. Percocet you get from the doctor, it's not gonna have fentanyl in it.
Right.
Like,
damn. Y'all just got it here on the Big Twizz Show.
Yeah.
Y'all just got it here. Yep. There you go. Right
so
on,
that's just
man.
to say that we don't it's a lot of disinformation out here. I think a lot of times that disinformation, if you feel it in your heart, right? If it moves you to want to break something, it's probably wrong. It's probably designed to get that emotion out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wow. We got to seek remedy. You know what I mean? And we got to control what we can control. People will always say, you need to go argue with them white folks. Bro, it ain't my job to get them white folks together. My job and our job is to get us together. Right? So me telling this white man to treat us different, that's a waste of my breath. I feel better telling us to treat us different.
Exactly. Real shit. Like Pac said, it ain't the white man I should fear. It's my own kind doing all the killing here. That was some real shit. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of past that white man shit. Yeah. Let's get our shit together. That's how we get what we want. You dig?
Yep.
Man, check this out. Oh, what's up?
No, go ahead. I forgot. We in the game. Forgot. Go ahead.
Man, I got you, love.
I'm gonna keep it short.
We good. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Anita Baker or Sade?
Vocally, Anita Baker, but Sade is something else, bro. So I gotta go Sade. I gotta go Sade for
Hey, does she look better now or when she was younger?
The same.
Man, right? You gonna go with Sade? I'm gonna go with Anita Baker, man. That's my favorite, man. That's my favorite, man.
I seen Anita live. She's dope.
Yeah, right.
Better singer than Sade.
Huh?
Better singer than Sade.
Right. I love that elegant voice she got, you know. Yeah. New Jack City or King of New York?
Damn, I just watched King of New York yesterday, bro. What is going on?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence. I have to say New Jack City.
New Jack City, you gonna go with New Jack City?
Yeah, because that was I was more contemporary. I saw it in the movies. King of New York I saw on Movie Channel.
I'm gonna go with you on that too. Okay. We got here we go. I'm just gonna say New Jersey driver paid in full.
Okay, so
They
New
both
Jersey,
was dope, man.
yeah. New Jersey Drive is more of a personal, like, yeah, like we could relate
Yeah.
on a Jersey shit. Paid in Full was more everybody could relate on a drug game shit. So I would say Paid in Full, but
Right.
as a Jersey head, of course, that
Hey,
shit.
you was there in that time. You
Yeah.
you was with the shit,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, like it's times I remember looking out my window and niggas really jacking my baby's mother's car type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I
Right,
mean? I know what that experience is, yeah.
right. Okay, we got lyrically, man. Lyrically. Shit, just whatever. Biggie or Pun?
I thought you was gonna say Pop.
Nah.
Biggie or Pun?
Biggie or Pun?
Bro,
What you got?
I don't think you could say one over the other. And if I had to, I might have to say Pun.
I say Pun, but it's like me and my brother was talking about this, and it's like, man, that first Biggie album, Ready to Die, man. Come on, man. That shit was a classic. But I'm gonna go with Pun, man. I'm gonna have to go with Pun.
Yeah, I think Pun shit is more like Ginsu.
Yes.
Biggie shit is like,
yes.
You know, Biggie shit feel good. You could bounce with it. Pun shit is Ginsu. Like this nigga.
Yes, it
like
is.
10 times.
Yeah, we gonna go with my Taino brother, man.
Yeah.
We gotta go with him, man.
Yeah.
Italy. That boy, he just, his son too. Shout out to his son, man.
And I got some stories about his son too. 24 Hours of Peace stuff. He performed at one of our events. Good.
Oh, okay,
good
that's what's up. That's what's up. Tupac or not? I was gonna say or Nas, man.
It don't matter, bro. Listen, me and Pac born on the same day, bro. That's my bro.
Oh, the 9th?
16th. No, we
16th.
born on the same
okay.
day.
Oh, okay, got you. Oh, okay.
Pac,
that's what's up. You know it was gonna be Pac. I already know.
Pac. It didn't go no further.
Right. Okay. Felicia Rashad or Pam Grier?
Woo! I gotta go Pam Grier.
Pam Grier. Yes.
She like she a little freakier too. Pam look like Pam put on that Indian feathers and everything, bro. We gotta go with Pam.
Okay. Shit. Yeah. She live out in Colorado, man. Shit, where I did my schooling. Yep. Okay. Pam is my favorite of all time.
Yeah. My wife graduated from Colorado.
Huh?
My wife graduated from Colorado.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see. We're gonna go with 5 Heartbeats or the Temptations. Come on, man. Nights like this, I wish.
It's like, because you're talking about real and then the
movie, man, just man, all around, man. You know, the Dells is the 5 Heartbeats.
Yeah. I have to say the movie had the movie more than
the movie. We're gonna go with the movie.
For me, for my generation, the movie more so than the Temptations. Yeah.
Okay, got you. We're gonna go with, now I heard what you just said, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway. Michael or Prince?
Okay, so my story with Michael Jackson and Prince is I was a Michael fan growing up. Purple Rain hit. I seen that man grab some titties and get, you know what I mean? And it's been Prince ever since.
My girl over here cracking up.
So Mike was my childhood. Prince brought me into adulthood, but my affinity is towards Prince because Michael is a greater talent. I think Prince is a greater music, like vocal.
Right. Yes.
Mike's, but then I can't even say that because Prince ill too. But I prefer Prince artistry to anybody. Prince is my number one artist ever to exist on the planet.
Okay.
He's my number one figurehead in terms of art.
Right.
Nobody, so performance-wise, nobody touches Mike. Artistically, I don't think there's been anybody on the planet that measures up to Prince artistically.
Right, right. And shout out to Morris Day, because that was my dude.
Okay, Morris, my guy too. Yeah,
that was my dude. Man, that was the coldest shit. When he came up with that mirror and that fool was all in it.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
on the movie, when he threw that chick in the garbage can, oh my God.
Yeah, he was the gangster.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that shit was hard, bro. Purple
That
Rain
was some
changed my
ill
life,
shit,
bro.
right?
Changed my life.
Okay. Okay, we got, let me pick Gladys Knight or Patti LaBelle.
I gotta go Patti LaBelle, bro.
Go with Patti?
That's crazy, bro. Listen,
Gladys, but yeah.
how do I got stories for you? Listen, my cousin Keisha used to sing backup for Patti LaBelle, toured with her.
Oh, word? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh my God, it's crazy. So one day I get a phone. I used to live with my cousin, right?
Yeah.
I got flooded out, ended up needed a place to stay. I was living with my cousin.
Right.
So I get a phone call at the crib one day. I answer, I'm like, hello? And I hear, yeah, can I speak to Keisha? And I'm like, damn, this woman sounds familiar. I'm like, nah, Keisha ain't here right now. She's like, all right, well, just tell her Patty called. I'm like, all right.
Wow.
So now Keisha comes later. I'm like, yo, Keisha, Patty called for you. She's like, Patty who? I was like, I don't some lady on Patty. She said, no, you know who he was talking to? I said, nah, who? She said, that was Patti LaBelle. I said, oh shit, it was. Cause
it came right back. Like, oh shit.
I said, oh shit. Yeah, bro.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's dope. I like your stories, man.
Yeah. And none of those, no cap, bro. All this is real. I'm never gonna lie to you, bro.
Man, you a genuine man. You ain't even gotta tell me that, man. I know what it is, bro. I already know. Okay. Let's go with a 68 GT Shelby or a 68 Pontiac GTO.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because I can on the Big Twizz Show.
I gotta go with the Pontiac GTO because it is the cousin to the Buick Skylark.
Right.
My cousin had the Buick Skylark. He tricked it up and he painted. It was the yellow one with the black and red race stripe.
Right. Ooh.
My cousin had that, bro. Shout out
Bumblebee,
to cousin, bro.
Yeah.
He's an amazing person within itself, bro. He's the
right.
one that got me into music. Let's go.
All right. Let's see. Good times or what's happening?
Damn. This boy.
Hey, man, it's the Big Twizz Show, baby. You think I'm gonna give you some easy ones?
What's happening?
You think I'm gonna give you some easy ones? What'd you say?
Damn.
Yeah. That's it.
What's happening made me fall in love with West Coast culture.
Right.
Introduction to the West Coast.
Right.
Good times is foundational, bro. You cannot get around good times.
You can't. That was, man, what good times was foundational, like you said.
Bro, listen, when I'm watching Good Times, I'm gonna tell you, when I was growing up, when I was watching Good Times, when I was watching Different Strokes, I thought these niggas lived up the street.
Right. Right.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So I knew Raj and them niggas was not from where I'm from.
Right.
It's a different culture, but I can relate to that. Good times. I can relate that shit, even though it's Chicago, it's still,
It's still like it's built. Yeah. Building living, city living. That's right. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, that's real shit.
And it's something interesting about Chicago too. I don't want to deter, but it's a whole build on that too. We could get into one day.
Okay.
Some Chicago brothers on here one day, and we'll go through it.
Hey, I'm gonna let's see. This is close to heart to you, but I'm gonna see what you pick. I think I know what you. No, I don't. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Coolie High or Lean on Me?
I got to go with Lean on Me.
Patterson. Is that Patterson?
Yes, sir. Lean on Me.
Hey, my uncle sung the song and got a Grammy for that. Lean on Me, Club Nouveau.
Beautiful.
Shout out J. King.
And shout out to my wife and her family. They from Paterson, New Jersey.
Shout out.
Shout out to Paterson, New Jersey. My peeps in Paterson. Of course, I got to go with Lean on Me because that's like Lean on Me was like Jersey, like that's when we
Right.
see Jersey, like, and that's more like the Jersey where I'm from is more that. Like Jersey, it's not like Newark and parts and Jersey City, parts of places, East Orange are the big high rises, right? But most of the hoods in Jersey is like what you would see in Patterson. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
In that movie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That really resonated.
Right. That's yeah. Okay, we got Cool in the Game or the Gap Band. Charlie.
I have to say Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That's a good one. Hey, I'm rock with you on that.
Yeah, I color out the lines, bro. I color outside the lines.
Nigga, I wasn't part of it, but that was a good goddamn throwback, man. Hey, you threw that shit up in there. Good one.
Go there. I gotta go there on. Like I can't even play around, bro.
He said, "Earth, I heard, would you mind if I said, oh man, I'm gonna listen to that when I cook after this, man. Got another, you know, I'm coming with these good ones, right? How you like the Big Twizz game so far, love one?
Yeah, no, it's dope.
Okay, big brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Brings another level aspect of, you know, to the show. I like that.
Yeah, and you know, we trying to get our spirits up, man. You know what I'm saying? With a little bit of fun and laughter, man. Okay, you ready? Angela Bassett or Viola Davis?
Do I have to answer, bro?
Yes, you can. Let me tell you something. You better answer this motherfucking shit. No.
Wait, say the two names again.
Angela Bassett.
Say the one name again.
Viola Davis.
Angela Bassett, right now, today. I don't even need her 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I take Angela right now, today.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That woman, beautiful. You kidding me?
Beautiful. Hey, I just go to my Facebook. I posted something where she was like, we the Arawaks in the Tainos in Florida. That was us. Check it out.
And shout out to Viola Davis.
We love Viola.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? She did her thing. She represented the people very well.
Yes,
but some people are special. Everybody ain't made equal. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
What you said. What you said.
Yeah, we fight for equality, but ain't what it is. What it is, bro.
It is what it is, right? Yolanda Adams or Mary?
I have to go with Yolanda Adams.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Mary, but
Mary dope though, but
I get it.
I just gotta go Yolanda for the. I feel like she has a broader body of work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Right.
I gotta go with Yolanda.
Okay. One more question. Did you have fun on the Big Twizz Show, man?
Oh, absolutely. More fun than I expected. Best shows I've been on. Absolutely.
Right on, brother, man. Absolutely. Hey, my big brother, I appreciate you, big homie. You know, my casa, su casa, like I said, you that fruit on the big Twizz tree. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do this. We got a lot of stuff coming for these people, man. You know, I want you to be safe. I need you back all the time. You my man, $100 grand. Absolutely. You know, give a shout out again to your platforms.
Okay,
we'll do it from there.
First of all, I want to give you a shout out to the Big Twizz Show, my bro right here. Thank you for everything you're doing. It's real encouraging. It's, you know, sometimes you look for, you know, not necessarily exception or validation, but you know, everybody want to feel appreciated. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not about being appreciated by the multitude. It's about respecting the people that's there for you. So, you know, I don't count numbers. I count on the ones that's there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I thank you for being here, bro. And we definitely going to build this. You know what I mean? Anything Turtle Gang do, It's going to reflect on all of us. We're going to grow together. You know what I mean? Like, and all I can say is, I'll show you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but Turtlegang.nyc, that's the website. If you Google anything Turtlegang Edutainment, should bring you to one of our platforms. We advocate people standing up, speaking up for themselves, enforcing your rights. You know what I mean? Declaring your identity, but doing it respectfully, and you know, understand that we all have a birthright, and it's yours to claim. You know what I mean? But don't be a hurt person hurting hurt people. You know what I mean? Because
Oh wow.
everybody that's out here has something stripped from them, and they're going through pain. So
That's right.
so when you can recognize your pain, you can see that pain in others, and you can be more compassionate towards them. So, you know, we want to help people get through those moments. You know, we here for people who know they Indian, or maybe can't articulate it and can't defend themselves. You know what I mean? We here to help you get into a position to be able to find out who you are and also articulate it. And we're not going to let y'all get bullied. You know what I mean? Because we can show who we are. We got our tribes with us. So when we see other people like us out here jumping off the porch, we want to help and defend y'all, but at the same time, we got to help y'all get right. So that's who Turtle Gang is. We here to create a platform for all these people who are coming into this paradigm, help get them right, steer them in the right direction, you know what I mean? Help them reestablish their legacy. That's it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Love you, brother. Hurry up and come back.
Yes, sir. Whenever you got space for me, I'm here, bro.
All right, man. Right on, man. Okay, catch you in a minute. You guys, thank you for tuning in to the Big Twizz Show. And we out until next time. Stay away from that damn sugar. That sugar.
Peace.
All right, brother.
All right, bro. Peace. Thank you, bro.
Peace out. Yeah, all day.
The Big Twizz Show.